Years ago, I ran into a friend I hadn't seen in a while. He had lost about 25 pounds and looked fit and healthy. I asked, "Jerry, tell me, how did you do it? How did you lose the weight?" Here's what he said. "I started eating less and exercising more." I was so disappointed in that answer. Why? Because I wanted a secret. I wanted a shortcut. And this reveals a major problem in life. Very often our problem is not knowing what to do, but simply doing what we know. There are a lot of gaps in the world, but the biggest gap is the knowing-doing gap. In life, application is everything. A can of unopened paint sitting in the middle of your living room does no good. You have to apply it to make a difference. Plans, goals, and dreams count for nothing. Execution on your plans, goals, and dreams is what counts. In this video, I want to help you get unstuck by giving you 3 steps to finally achieving your goals. And by the way, if you don't do the last step, the first 2 don't count. Hi, I'm Del Gilbert, and this is another Accelerating Excellence Insight. The first and least important step in achieving your goals is what I call activity. By activity, I mean planning and reading and researching. Activity counts for very little if that's all you do. Over 10 years ago, I wanted to write a book. So you know what I did? I purchased authoring software and installed it on my computer. I read several books on how to write well. I researched the pros and cons of self-publishing. And then I did nothing. I was constantly looking for more information. That is what I mean by activity. We somehow feel like we're making progress if we read about the new workout program or research how to launch a business. But lack of information isn't the problem. Lack of application is. Many of us are always getting ready to do something. Very often the obstacle to moving on from activity is procrastination. But mere activity will never produce an outcome. The next step in achieving your goals is taking action. Here you move from simply being in motion, activity, to taking concrete steps. You begin making progress on your goals. You start working out. You sign up for those singing lessons. You begin your project. Amelia Earhart once said, "The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity." If you're an aspiring author, here is where you outline the book and write the rough first draft. Taking action is liberating. Taking action breaks down walls. The best way to learn is by doing. No one ever learned how to ride a bike by reading a manual. And the fastest way to hit your target is by doing. Imagine you have a bow and arrow and you are trying to hit the bullseye. You can take forever lining it up, testing the wind, thinking through the right trajectory and just the right tension. Or you can take a shot and assess where it landed, make an adjustment, and then take another shot. You'll hit the bullseye much faster by taking action and making proper adjustments along the way. If you never take action, you can't make adjustments. You can't steer a parked car. I love Marie Forleo's mantra, "Start before you are ready." It took me 5 years to move from activity to taking action on writing a book. But I eventually outlined my book and wrote a rough first draft. That is moving from activity to action. So the first step in achieving your goals is activity. The second step is taking action. And the third step in achieving your goals is what I call accomplishment. And what I mean by accomplishment is bringing whatever you are working on to completion. Be a finisher. Close the deal. Complete the home project. Finish the quilt or painting you're working on. Launch the website. In the world of entrepreneurism, they call it shipping. Whether you have a product or service, nothing happens until you ship. The first draft of my book sat on the shelf for 5 years. I moved from activity to action, but didn't bring it to completion. So I certainly don't call that an accomplishment. Marketing expert Seth Godin puts it this way: the only purpose of starting is to finish. And while the projects we do are never really finished, they must ship. The main obstacle to accomplishment is perfectionism. Perfectionism is paralyzing. It's scary to put your work out into the world. But done is better than perfect. And doing something imperfectly is better than doing nothing flawlessly. You don't have to have the perfect solution, the perfect business plan, or the perfect product. Don't let your project sit on the shelf with you constantly tweaking and retweaking it. Don't worry about optimization, worry about implementation. The key word here is execution. Ship before it's perfect, because nothing is ever really perfect. Well, I finally did it. I wrote the book. I hope that's an encouragement to you. Here are 3 benefits to achieving your goals and bringing your work to completion. Number 1, other people benefit from it. If you never finish the home project, or the painting, or write the book, no one gets to enjoy it. Second, once you have done something, it's much easier to do it a second time. It's like clearing a path in the woods. The first time through, you have to clear the brush and remove the obstacles in the way. The second time through is much easier. And the third benefit is you build confidence to achieve other goals. Once I wrote my book, I began to create online courses. Working through the goal of completing my book gave me the momentum and the confidence to achieve another goal. So, where in your life are you stuck? What goals do you have that you're not making progress on? What area of life are you constantly learning, researching, and planning? Where is there a lot of activity swirling around, but little action? Stop procrastinating and move from activity into taking action. And in what area have you started taking action, but never brought the thing to completion? What are you constantly tweaking and retweaking? What do you need to launch, ship, or finish? Here's a fact of life. The ones who deliver results are not the ones who are the most gifted, the most intelligent, or the most talented. The people who get results are the ones who close the knowing-doing gap, who move from activity to action to accomplishment. In life, we are not rewarded for what we know. We are rewarded for what we do. I'm Del Gilbert, and this is another Accelerating Excellence Insight.